Okay, everybody, let's close our eyes and take a deep breath. And tonight, we open our hearts with gratitude for each other, first of all, for all the insight and love and wisdom that has been shared in this class, with the intention of helping all of us to lift our frequency to the soul's view, the higher perspective, to remember why we came to Earth, what we came to accomplish, what we came to learn. All of these beautiful, magnificent secrets are so easily revealed through numerology and through other things which we are all aware of and grateful for. And so in this class, we honor and thank our departed loved ones, our angelic guides, our God consciousness beings, our primary spirit guides. We thank all of them, and we thank each other for every conversation, every idea, every amazing moment of lifting up above the ordinary world for insight, courage, and healing. And so it is. So I'm so happy to see everybody. And I'm going to start with a few questions, and I might have missed some questions. You guys hearing an echo? Okay, it stopped now. All right, so the one question that I thought was really good that we should start with is Carrie. She asked about twins. I always think that I've covered this in a class, but I probably forgot this time. But it's a really important thing to talk about twins because, you know, whether you're talking about numerology or astrology, people always talk about, well, then how can those two souls, be on the same path and be so different? Because twins are always very different in how they live their lives. Yes, those couple of minutes of difference in the birth are reflected in astrology, and that does make a difference. But the other big piece that I believe is true is that if you are a twin, you are deeply connected with that other twin. You've been through many lifetimes with them, with that soul, and you came to learn differently in this life. It's almost like if I love somebody dearly and I say, hey, let's be twins and we'll both be on the 5 path, for example, and I will go the wild way of addiction and overeating and learning all my lessons through the body. I might even have health issues. And you go the shiny way of the 5, all about charisma and attractiveness and being a bright light in the world and shining that on other people's pain. And then we'll meet at the end, and we will have walked the full gamut of light and dark of this path. And together our soul will have learned and accomplished more than we could have in an individual separate life. And I think that explains so much about twins who, I've worked with so many twins who say, oh, my twin acts completely different, has different beliefs, has a different career, all of that stuff. But then you also do get the very rare identical twins who live and think and breathe and look exactly alike. And they are on the same path. And I have some very good girlfriends who are they're both Virgo 8 paths. And that's powerful because Virgo, we know Virgo's got a lot going on in the head, a lot of critical stuff. And then the 8 is about owning power. So I met these women in the 70s and they were both rock climbers. You couldn't tell them apart. They were gorgeous. They both taught mountaineering for Outward Bound. I was so in love with them. I thought, how can there be 2 people this beautiful, these women teaching Outward Bound and climbing mountains and rock climbing? And they were both very powerful and they dominated a room with their energy when they came in. And I was always very impressed. But as life went on, one of them moved to Alaska and one of them moved to another state in the US. And they did kind of lead different lives, but now in their older ages, they are much seeing each other more, spending more time together. And the thing I've noticed about those two is that, yes, they express their paths the same way in general, but one of them is a little more leaned into the Virgo analytical energy of the path, and the other is more leaned into being powerful and the 8 energy of that path. But together, it's a complete and beautiful walk of the 8 path Virgo journey. So does that answer your question, Carrie? You have to unmute if you're going to respond. Or if anybody wants to ask about a twin, go right ahead.
Yeah, that does answer it. Thanks. I wasn't sure if also you had to go to like the name as well.
Well, the name does carry a different frequency to it, but at the end of the day, it is the life path that determines what the soul is learning in the life, you know, and how they're going to learn that. So that's what makes twins so interesting.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
And those 2 girls I was telling you about, the Virgo 8 paths, their names were Cathy and Carol, Kathy and Carol, both spelled with C. And I always thought, now you see, gosh, they got that as close to each other as they possibly could, right? And they were physically identical. I mean, there was just, I was so intrigued by their journey, and I'm still intrigued by it. And they communicate telepathically all the time. And then I have other friends with twin, you know, who are twins, and they don't even speak to their twin anymore. So it's a wide variety, but you are learning that path, and you are learning it together, even if it looks different on the outside.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So was there another question, Carrie, about soulmates or something?
Oh, yeah, no, about the soul connections. So sometimes, you know, in the book it says you're 22 and a 22. But I wasn't sure how you decide when to use the 22 and when you would use the 4.
So when you're creating, you're asking about the soulmate agreement, the soul agreement. So how do you do that? So for example, if you have 2 people who are both on the 11/2 path, yes, you're adding those together and you're saying together your agreement is the 22/4 soul agreement. And that means you're going to do work together, helping to shift consciousness. And if you're a 22 and a 33, for example, then you add the 22 and the 33 together, and you get your 4, your 6, your 1, you end up with 1, the same number, but you do take those double digits with you to see how they show up there, and read it and understand it. So yeah.
And sorry, so with those double digits then, like for instance, with me, it's only in the linear. It doesn't show up, you know, in the other 2 ways. So when do you decide to use that?
But Carrie, you are, what is your path, Carrie?
I'm a 33/6.
Right. So you're a 33 and it only shows up one way, but that's your path. That's what I want you to say. When people say, what is your path? You're a 33/6.
Even if it shows up once.
Even if it shows up one way, your soul said, I'm going to get to this path in this lifetime. I'm going to step up to it.
Got it. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. That helps.
Okay. Next question. I know I've got one here. Trying to find it. Anybody want to unmute and ask? I think it's funny. I think the other question was about 33 paths. Melanie, was that your question?
Yes, it was. So Carrie, we're the same path.
That's right. So Melanie, ask me your question again.
I just wanted to understand more in depth about the path. I just realized when we were taking these classes that it was that. I just thought it was a 6.
So I'm thrilled to be the person to help you understand that you came in on the 33, not just the 6. And this is why I put so much attention into adding the birth date 3 different ways, because you can go to so many websites where they only do it like one way or two ways, and you don't know, Melanie, that you're a 33. It's really important to know you're a 33. It's a frequency shift that is so much higher, and it makes you definitely so much more sensitive, so much more intuitive, so much more connected to the higher realms. It's sort of like it's about being able to download guidance for yourself at any moment and to see the world through a kaleidoscope of intuition, of love, of compassion. And of course, when you're a child, that can be difficult. And so a lot of 33s get sort of shut down as they're growing up. I always talk about Michael Jackson in terms of the 33 path, because I mean, go watch any of his early 80s work, and he was such an extraordinary soul to come along with that gift from the time he was a small child. And he was the youngest of a pretty dysfunctional family. And by the time he came of age, you know, he'd already been, in many ways, kind of shut down to his heart because he had been hurt so much. And yet you still see how he brought that great music to the world. We Are the World, one of the greatest songs ever. And then you also see how he struggled with the dark path and the drugs and all the other stuff, the addictions. And, you know, when a highly sensitive soul, whether it's an 11, a 22, or especially a 33, is not loved and nurtured and guided in the right directions, especially with spirituality, if they're taught a punishing God story rather than an enlightening God story, you will also often find them really struggling to live to the light side of their path. And yet 33 is the number that represents Christ consciousness, the path that Jesus Christ is believed to have lived and walked on when he was here on earth, teaching compassion, teaching kindness, teaching Sermon on the Mount, you know, come and share and learn to forgive and remember to love one another. These were all the messages of the Sermon of the Mount, and they all so represent the 33 frequency. Does that help you, Melanie?
Yes, very much. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, any other questions before we move on?
I was just typing. This is Lorraine, and
Hi,
I'm
Lorraine.
Life Path 5 Leo birth sign with a 22/4 personal year. And this is interesting to me because it was last year that I sold my business, which I had founded 35 years before, and now living part-time in Arizona. So I think I see it as probably a great opportunity, but I would love your remarks.
And can you give me your age?
79.
Wow, you don't look like that at all to me.
Well, that's good news.
Okay, so let me just feel into this path as a little demonstration here. Gosh, my watch is ticking with things and I'm just trying to turn it off. It's giving me all kinds of crazy notifications. I guess I shouldn't have bought an Apple Watch. Okay, so let me feel into this. Beautiful, courageous heart has been the biggest part of this, to be a powerful businesswoman, to be a powerful alternative healer when you're ready to use the heart of wisdom to guide, manage, and support others. You are in the year of the 22 right now. The 22 is about lifting up that Leo 5 energy to the most sacred capacity, whether it means you volunteer at a church or whether it means you become some sort of healer or even a coach. That Leo 5, where you are in that journey, says, let me turn around and help all of you who struggle here on earth. Let me show you what a courageous heart can do for you. that is your gift and that is your message.
Mhm. I hear that. Thank you.
And what was your business that you ran all those years?
Employment solutions, so staffing and
You
search.
told
and
me
that
that,
kind of thing.
right? Yeah.
And
That's
I absolutely love that work. And I have also been really civically involved in ways of even uplifting the community.
yeah, beautiful. So you're basically a career counselor, career coach, all of that good stuff, helping people find their true work, their true path, their true mission. And now you add that spiritual piece to it.
Mhm. Thank you.
Well done. How many of you have used numbers to calculate your departed loved one's path and feel into that path as a way of connecting to them? You have, Melanie? And how did that work for you? And of course, Gail has.
It was wonderful to see. Very neat. He was a life path 5,
Mhm,
and that resonated a lot. He died of an overdose,
mhm,
and it was a sudden death. But our soul agreement is an 11-2,
mhm.
and that's amazing. And I hear him all the time. I mean, constantly.
Yeah,
And I always have since the day he died. And he's starting me on this path. It's beautiful. So it resonates a lot. And I'm grateful to know how to do that.
that's beautiful. And Gail actually took my training years ago. I used to train people to do the numbers of their departed and then put their hand on it and meditate and call in that beloved one, and then do writing that came from that beautiful soul. But Gail, you've learned so much since then and progressed so much. What do you do now for connecting to beautiful Jake?
Well, I still connect with him through the journal writing and channeling through the writing, but my mediumship has taken off. So I'm actually doing intuitive grief work for others
So
with him
happy.
helping me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And this is my Saturn return year, so I feel like this is my year. I have to like do it. Like I have to get out there and do it.
And you're doing it.
Yeah.
I love you so much, Gail, and I'm so proud of you and everything you've been through and how true you are to studying all of this and learning it and connecting with Jake and never, ever giving up thinking, oh, he's not here, all of that stuff we struggle with. You are just a stellar, beautiful soul, and it's an honor to know you.
It's an honor to know
And
you.
Gail, wait, one more question. Is there any way you're coming to Arizona for the conference in August?
I didn't sign up for it, but I will get out to Arizona one day because I want us to meet in person for sure.
Yeah, man,
So
I deserve a hug after all these
I
years.
know
Real
it will
life,
happen.
right?
It will happen. Yeah,
Well, you guys
definitely.
can come to Sedona in March. I'm speaking at the Sedona Ascension Retreat. Doesn't that sound cool? It's going to
Yeah.
have Mark Anthony, Suzanne Giesman, and a number of amazing speakers, including some channels from the Pleiadians and different things like that. So it's going to be quite a great event. And that's the first weekend of March in Sedona. And they've even got me leading a guided meditation hike. So on Friday morning, I'll be leading people. I haven't hiked in a steep place for a long time because I've just had some heart issues. But I was telling my friend, if this hike takes me out, then man, there's no better way to cross over than during an ascension retreat, right? And then forever they can say Sue died during an ascension retreat. Well done, clean exit. So Sandy, you have your hand up?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about the Saturn returns. I think there is an opportunity, right? Because I'm like you and I'm going to be 70 this year. Um, if we'll have another one, possibly if we live long enough.
Yeah, it's in our late 80s.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know, I know that it's not as intense as the ones, especially when you think of it this way, in our 20s, we get the message of who we are and what we're supposed to do. In our 50s, we implement it and begin to put it out to the world. In our 80s, when it comes along, from what I've learned and observed, it's more about really doing the soul review while you're still on earth. There's a lot of inner reflection. There's even people, hold on a second. There's even people who sort of really go through a time in that late 80s of Saturn return of really questioning decisions they made in their life and really kind of looking at it as if they were in the soul review. And yet there's still time in that one that you can then go and make amends with people, amends that maybe people that you need to tell that you're sorry and ask forgiveness, or else open the door of communication again. So it's more like the final healing energy of the lifetime, the final healing opportunity of the lifetime in our late 80s. What is that kind of what you're asking me?
Yeah, I didn't know how, since it's so late in your life, what you do with that, because you don't have a lot more to
Yeah.
accomplish at that point.
Well, the most important thing is our soul review. And when we cross over, and, you know, I've heard so many stories of people thinking that they've done a pretty good job of their life and crossing over, and they do the soul review. And I want to remind everybody it's done with love. You're not in any way being judged by anyone. It's your own soul seeing your life unfold and then seeing the effects of your words, your thoughts, your actions on other people. And what everyone says is, it's amazing the huge ripple effect we each have, thinking that we're just living this little solitary life and that, you know, my thoughts are my own and my negative feelings are my own. When you see this, the ripple effect and the soul review, people just go, oh my God, it's a level of self-responsibility that, you know, I hadn't been aware of, because every negative feeling I sent out really hurt people. Every loving feeling I sent out really helped people. And when we get down to understanding that this universe is that sensitive and that interactive, and that all of our energy is interacting with each other and creating the collective, whoa, we have to clean up our act so much, you know. We can't go around thinking all these negative thoughts about the world or other people and then acting, you know, real nice and everything when we see them. That's so awful. So we've really got to clean up the energy we put out. And the third Saturn return, I believe, gives us a chance to kind of do that soul review in while we're still in the body. And then to be able to say, wow, well, maybe I wasn't a good mom. Maybe I need to make some amends, or maybe I wasn't good to my spouse. And it does give us that opportunity to do that. So I think it's mostly an easy thing if we're willing to face it, you know? So
It's something you have to consciously do, though. I mean, my father, who was 91, just passed away the end of December,
mhm,
right before Christmas, and he was a one.
mhm.
We're very different. I don't understand so much why he would. I don't see him as a one, I guess, but I guess our soul agreement would be a 5 together, because I'm a 422 like you.
Oh, you're a 22, Sandy. That's right. So, you know, the thing about the one is they don't budge. They can be incredibly stubborn, and you're a powerful 22. 22s can really overwhelm people. You're so strong, Sandy, you know, and it's almost like you and your father probably were like this, you know, for a long time, because you're both so strong. The one path soul is always like, I'm doing it my way. And then the 22 comes along and goes, but here's the right way and the best way to do it. So trust me, I get to say that I'm a 22. And and yet the 5 soul agreement that you two have, Sandy, is all about pushing each other to change and grow. That's what that soul agreement means for the two of you. But did you say that he didn't really do any self-evaluation near the end that you
I
could see?
mean, not to my knowledge, he didn't live very close to me, but we're very, very different politically and
Yeah.
a lot of different ways. So he had his own kind
Yeah.
of crazy thing going on, I would
Yeah.
say. But
Well, let me assure you that the minute he was taking his final breaths and lifting out of his body, he was instantly restored to the wisdom of the soul, the higher view of love and understanding. And I also know that when that happens, our soul then wants to go and love on the people that we may not have loved. And so you should feel him coming to be nice to you and be sweet and just sort of hope that you'll forgive him. He might even ask you that in a dream.
I have seen him in dreams, but not in that manner. But he has been in my
Here's what's
dreams.
really interesting, Sandy, is that the dream can even be different over time as they evolve in the other side, you know? For example, when someone in my family, an older relative, crossed over, and she had been a really kind of nasty person in her life. And when she crossed over the first time she came to me, her energy felt exactly the same, you know, like she just felt kind of like cold-hearted to me. And then some time went by, and she came to me one night and was the best, happy, young looking, beautiful soul that I remembered from my childhood, who I had loved, who had been so fun with us kids and so good and beautiful and everything. All the good things about her were now the dominant qualities because she had gone through her soul review, her learning, all the things that happen on the other side. But she was very old when she crossed. And I've noticed that if someone is very old when they cross over, it's almost like the process on the other side is slower because they're more stuck a little bit in that point of view, you might say, that they had. And also there's free will in it, you know, like as soon as we cross over, if we, for example, expect that we're going to see the Catholic idea of hell and heaven and purgatory for a while, if that's all we believe in, you know, we may be kind of creating that impression for ourselves. But then there's all kinds of beings of love and loved ones who are always trying to pull us up into the higher realms for love and understanding. And once we nod to that light, even just the slightest bit, we get brought into that world of unconditional love. And that's where the soul goes, wow, look how beautiful it all is. And I am part of it. And it's all about God's love. And oh my gosh, what was I so afraid of and worried about in my lifetime? And that's when you'll see them coming back in your dream or in a vision or something, and they look so young and happy you hardly recognize them.
It's interesting because both my mother died 10 years ago, and now they're both appearing in my dreams, sometimes together, even though they were divorced for 50 years. But they're back
Great.
together on the other side, coming in my
That's
dreams.
really cool. Do you know, when I fell in love with Gene, my husband today, I had never met his parents because they had already crossed, and Gene and I had gotten together in our early 50s. And so about a year after I was with Gene, I had this dream where his parents were in the front seat of a car taking me for a drive, and I was in the back seat, and they were talking to me and telling me all these things about Gene to help me love him better in a way. It was like, you know, the dad was telling me certain things and the mom was telling me things like, this is how you deal with blah, blah, blah. And I saw them vividly. I heard their voices vividly. And we were in a car, which spirits will often put that as the format for the dream because we're comfortable, you know, riding in a car with somebody who's crossed over. It doesn't feel scary. And so, and plus his dad loved to drive, you know, and Jean loves to drive. So I woke up that morning going, Jean, I met your parents. And I described his mom and her energy and the things she had said, and his dad and the things he had said. And Jean was blown away because it was exactly as if I had had a conversation with both of them. So be cherishing those visits and you know, try to see what the message is and try to learn whatever you can and write them down when you wake up so that you'll remember.
Thanks.
Okay. Anybody else, or we will do some more things here.
I just wanted to ask you one question.
Yeah.
My daughter and I are both 33 sixes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was wondering if you would have something to say about that.
Oh, Katerina, how about you tell me your whole thing? Give me the sun sign, the path, everything.
I'm a Leo in tropical astrology, August 2nd, 1958, and she's July 7th,
No, I
19.
need, do you have your personal year and age? And
Oh,
all
both of our personal years are sixes, and my age is 65 and her age is 33.
So she is in the same personal year as you, and she's,
Oh,
did you
no, I'm
say?
sorry. My personal year is 9 and hers is 4 right now.
Oh, okay. So 9 and 4. And did you say she's a Leo as well?
Cancer.
Okay, so I just got to start over here. I was hearing the wrong things because I was writing it down too quickly. So you're the Leo 33, you're 65 and in a 9 personal year. And then she is the Cancer 33. And how old is she?
33.
She's 33 years old.
Yes.
And in a 4 personal year, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's feel into this. So, the two of you have walked through many lifetimes together, actually even danced. I'm seeing you dancing and been very creative and playful together. And you agreed together in this life that you wanted to come in to really be a big part of this time and space on Earth when healers are needed and progressive thinkers and people who will be instrumental in shifting the consciousness. She is the pivotal soul here who will make a huge difference in the world when she's ready, because the Cancer 33 of her path is extremely intuitive, and it has made her shut down at times because of her sensitivity. But she has a great gift for healing, for intuition, for moving energy, for being a medium if she wants to do that. Also movement. I just keep seeing either dance or movement from another life, but also possible, you could even probably call it yoga in this life, something like that. And for her, this is the year that she builds the foundation for her future, especially moving more in the alternative worlds. But you, tell me your name again, Katerina.
Katerina.
Are in the 9 personal year, the ending of that cycle. And so the question for you is there something you need to let go of in this relationship as well, so that she doesn't feel overwhelmed by such a powerful Leo 33 master soul that you are?
I have tried to let go of a lot in the last few years. Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I have, and I'm aware of it. I try just to let her come. She comes to me. We're very close, but I try not to say too much or tell her, oh, you should do this. I just try to stay back.
Yeah, well, that's a really good thing, because whenever a child is on the mom's path, especially a master soul path, especially a 33 path, the tricky thing is that the daughter doesn't want to be like the mom. That's always the dynamic that's been set up, you know, especially a powerful mom. And so you standing in your beauty, doing astrology, all the things you do, you're owning that 33 path so well. And she's coming along going, where do I fit on that 33 path? So what does she do for a living?
She is a professional. She's a dancer,
Are you
an
serious?
actress.
A
I'm serious.
dancer. Oh, I'm so proud of
And there's
myself. I definitely
movement
saw
all the
that.
time.
1 point for Sue tonight. I got one.
Absolutely.
Dancer. Oh, wow. I love that. So is she going to stay in that career as acting and dancing and all that?
She wants to, you know, and it's been such a long struggle.
Yeah.
It's been a very hard struggle. Sometimes things come easily for people, and she's really, really talented, but things don't come easily.
Remember I told you in the beginning that you two have been dancers together in another
Yes.
life?
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, I just will hold her in my heart. You know, these next few years, this is a hard year for her for sure. But I do feel that by next year, 2025, that she's moving into that 5 personal year, and that that she's going to feel an opening, an opportunity. But I also feel that when she feels confident enough in it, she's going to look into things like alternative healing, whether it's massage, or something like that. You know, dancers are so good with their bodies, and they're so good with learning to heal injuries and all of that. So that might end up being in the next few years where she'll go, but she will need to feel that she's not being you, if that makes any sense.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. Oh, and your soul agreement with her is the number 3. So, well, it's 33, and 33 is 66, which is 12, which is 3. And that 3 is the creativity and the play and the fun and all of that good stuff that you all have cherished together in many lifetimes. So in this life, you know, maybe your gift for her is helping her find the fun and the freedom in her gift for dancing without it needing to be accepted by the mainstream acting and dancing world.
Mhm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much.
I love it. I saw that dancing. Woohoo. Okay, anybody else?
I had a question. This is Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi, Sue. I did numbers for two, you know, you run your family's numbers.
Mhm.
Two of the most important people in my life are 5s. They're on a 5 path, and and it works out, of course, the relationship numbers a 4.
Oh, yeah.
Just wondering if there's something to that.
So give me your information. Give me the whole thing.
Thank you. You just want the dates or what
No,
I came
no,
up?
I want your stuff from the Soul Path calculator, the whole
Right.
schmeal.
Okay, I'm a 22-4.
What is your sun sign?
I'm a Virgo.
Oh, sorry
Okay.
about that. Virgo
And
22, and is it 2 out of the 3 ways or 1 out of the 3?
yes, 2 out of 3.
And then age and personal year.
62, and I got a 22-4 for that. I
So
did that
you're in a
correctly?
22-4 personal year. Wow. I had one of those last year. So Catherine, I'm a Virgo 22, and I was in a 22-4 year last year. So this should be a year for you that your career is really opening up. Yeah. Really on fire in lots of good ways. And you said that the significant people in your life are 5 paths. Just
Yes.
like, so you know that that's the 9 soul agreement, right? So the
Yeah.
4 plus the 5 is the 9. So 9 soul agreements are, you know, they're the ultimate of everything. You're going to love them like crazy, and they're going to give you ultimate lessons and ultimate relationships. But there's always a sense of surrender and letting it go, that you never have control of where it goes or how it goes. And it's a constant process of love and surrender. And who are these people? Are they your family members?
One is my partner now,
Hmm.
and one is a child I have who's in spirit.
Oh, I see. And so how old was your child when he crossed?
23.
I've done a session with you, right?
I met you briefly 2 years ago at the conference, HPH's conference, but
Okay.
I had tried to get actually a session with you at that time, but no, we haven't yet. No.
I'm sorry, I'm really booked up, and I kind of hate that because I want to be able to work with more people, but I'm booked for 6 months. But I will tell you guys that I do these monthly readings, a 2 hour, only 10 people are there, and I read everybody fully in the group, and they're on my website, and they keep filling up. So now I'm up to May. So in other words, if you want to jump in, the May one still has openings. They're not as good as a private session where I really spend the whole time just helping you understand your soul journey, but they definitely help with, like I like to say, like with the tune-up, and with the specific questions about relationships. For you, knowing that your child crossed, who was a 5 path, I would say, Catherine, first of all, that you're being called so strongly to be a spiritual teacher, something similar to what I do, but in your own way. That beautiful soul, the freedom of the 5, and then your partner being the 5. Catherine, what do you do for a living?
Um, I'm a support person. I'm an admin.
No, we're not going to let you spend the rest of your time doing that. You've been called to the divine, girl. And yes, we know that a 4 path is good at being strong and organizing, but you're a 22 4, and the 22 shows up 2 ways. And I also know you've been through grief, so my heart is with you, and nothing is in a hurry when we're grieving. We have to take our own journey. But I'd also say that this beautiful child on the other side is very adamant that you have more to offer the world than you've been doing so. And when you feel that it's time, I'm sure you're studying something now.
I actually am, and you're spot on with the career also.
So what are you studying right now?
Um, Really boring things for another certification that I'm going to get a raise for.
No,
Yeah,
don't.
I've got a couple more years, and then I'll have a pension and that kind of thing.
Okay.
It's a
Well,
long story, but
that's only 3 years, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I will allow it for 3 years, as long as you're also studying and taking classes from, Suzanne Giesman or whoever, and developing your confidence and your intuition, maybe taking Reiki, like Shelley Wilson is a really good Reiki teacher. Just
Yeah.
keep dabbling in all of that, because when you hit that golden age of 65, then you're going to be, let's see, 6, 7, you'll be in an 8 personal year, perfect, of owning your power in the world, and you won't have financial stress. And
Right.
we'll all be coming to you to read your book and to get readings from you, and the life well done is in place.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I
Kat.
am a Reiki practitioner now.
But you don't
I've done
practice
taken
it,
mediumship courses
and you
and that kind of thing too. So in my spare time I kind of study on my own,
well,
but I'll
good.
get there.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking to Gail earlier, and she's done it in her own time, and she knows that, I used to nudge her a lot and say, come on, Gail, take those classes, you can do it. But everybody has to do it in their own pace, and they'll know when it's the right time. And and you have this deadline in your head, you know, and that makes total sense. And that's probably also because that's a time where you're going to feel more healed and more confident. So
Thank you.
thank you, sweet angel. Do you guys want to go on a guided meditation where we meet your departed or your spirit guide or your angel guide, and you get to ask them questions or have a conversation with them? I'm guiding the trip and it's silent. You don't get to respond out loud like you would if we were doing a one-on-one session, but you would be experiencing it, and you can even write down, if you want to, write down what you're experiencing. And that this way you get a taste of what it's like to lift up out of the physical and have this profound connection with your departed or your angel or your guides. You know, even if you don't have anyone in spirit, this is a chance to really stand in front of your primary spirit guide and say, what am I doing in this lifetime? Why did I come here? And then to listen to what they say. So I think I need some votes on this here. So how do we do that? Where's the chat box here? Maybe you guys could raise your hands, or either raise your hand or say yes or no in the chat box for me, because I've got 20 people here and I don't want to do
Yes.
this okay. So good. I'm getting some yeses. Okay, good. All right, good. Okay, good. Well, I think you guys will enjoy this because this is more than the numbers. This is actually us going and asking our guides why our life is going the way it is and what they have to say to us about it. And I get to guide clients to that conversation every day. And it's so cool because they always say very interesting and surprising things. And, you know, like whatever you're expecting to hear is usually not what they say. So, all right, everybody. So all you have to do for your part of this is be comfortable, but you still have to be where you can hear me, and close your eyes and be comfortable and let me take you on this journey. I am thinking that I am going to block this just to keep the light dim here. So everybody take a deep breath, and we'll do 3 deep breaths together. And again. And feel and picture a purple globe of healing, shining light above your head. This sacred light represents complete healing of the body, as well as alignment with every cell in your body, with your highest self, with your soul. And as this purple light pours down through the top of your head, the crown chakra, it feels like warm honey, easing your worries, your thoughts, your anxiety, your questions, all relaxed, released, and eased. And as this purple light pours down over your forehead, it eases and relaxes your forehead, your eyes, your muscles around your face, your cheeks, the muscles around your mouth, all relaxing. And your jaw just hangs open and relaxed. All the stress we pick up in our physical lifetimes of needing to say the right things, of needing to smile and hold certain facial expressions in the world, all released, relaxed, healed, and realigned. And now the purple light moves down the throat chakra, opening it wide so that you speak from your soul. No longer any need to hide your truth from the world. And now the purple light comes down, opening and easing your chest so that your heart chakra is wide open. In this flow, it is exactly as your soul intended, where the unconditional love of God consciousness pours in through the top of your head, circulates down through every cell, tissue, muscle, and bone of your body, and then back up and out through your heart chakra to the world. You are now experiencing the complete flow of unconditional love that is yours, that is your birthright as part of God consciousness. And this beautiful flow of love and this purple sacred light relax your shoulders of the burden you've been carrying. These hard earthly lifetimes that push us so hard, that make us open up and feel pain so that we can open up and feel love. All of that ache, all of that tension being healed and realigned with this sacred purple light. And now the light moves down your upper arms, your elbows, your lower arms, so that all the upper body tension is released through the palms of your hands. And now the purple light moves down, moving down through the chest again, and now opening and easing and relaxing the rib cage, that part of your body that has worked so hard in your lifetime to try to protect your heart, protect your delicate inner organs. Now, with this flow of unconditional love running through you, you know that you are greater than any circumstance or challenge or pain that comes your way. And so the rib cage can relax and soften. And now this purple light moves down, relaxing the abdomen, the place where we hold ourselves so tight to be good enough in this world. And the purple light eases and relaxes and heals all of the cells in your stomach, so that you feel perfectly loved and accepted as you are. And now the purple light comes down, easing the hips, and then moving down the upper legs that have carried such a burden of walking, of running, of carrying you in this lifetime. All the cells and the tissue in those legs being healed, realigned, and reawakened to your youthful self with no injury, no illness bothering any part of your leg or your knee or your feet. And all human tension from this physical lifetime is now released through the bottoms of your feet. And now, with great joy and relief, we all experience this golden globe of unconditional God's love pouring down over us from the crown chakra. And as it pours down over us, into us, and through us, we are permeated in golden light. And with our eyes closed, we see this golden light filling the space around us, emanating from every pore in our bodies. And now, with great relief, we remember that we are not our bodies. We are not this physical life. This golden light, this unconditional love lifts us up out of the body effortlessly, painlessly, and we rise up the 10 golden stairs to the highest realms, moving up with each step, feeling lighter, freer, healthier, and more joyful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we move through the tunnel of light that we've traveled through between every lifetime And the colors in this tunnel heal us. They relieve and pull off the traumas we've accumulated in this physical lifetime. Colors of deep purple, gold, blue, yellow, pink, all soothing you, rolling around your energy, clearing you off of any pain or trauma gathered in this lifetime, so that as you emerge through this tunnel in the light where your beloved loved ones and your guides wait for you, you will be pure and open and undamaged, unwounded from this lifetime. And so we move to that light, to that opening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we move out into that beautiful light of the divine realms. And our beloved departed one pulls us into this circle of ancient stone benches where souls gather to process their lifetimes when they cross over. And right now, you have your beloved departeds with you on these benches. And they're looking at you with such radiant, happy, healthy faces, so much unconditional love, more than you ever saw or experienced from them on earth. Now you see them soul to soul as their true self, loving, completely aware, free of the problems of the human journey and the monkey mind. They are pure heart beings, pure soul wisdom. Lean towards your beloved departed. Look at their eyes, soul to soul. Kiss their head or kiss their hands and say, I love you. I'm so happy to see you again. And now ask them a question that's on your heart and just listen and hear what their answer is to you. And tell them something that you have wanted to tell them, and listen to their response. And now you can see that they want you to feel easy. They want you to feel playful in this moment with them, like you're not in any way struggling to see them or hear them or feel them or connect with them. It is effortless. It is like play. It is like you are sitting in a room having tea with them. So easy. And they're making you laugh. They're smiling at you now. They may have something they want to tell you that you haven't allowed yourself to hear from them. So be open and listen to what they have to say. And now your primary spirit guide is standing here. And this ancient soul knows and loves you since the time you were a spark of divine consciousness. They helped you plan your life plan for this life and your departed's life plan. Because if that departed left your life and broke your heart, that was a shared life plan agreement. And so the spirit guide oversaw and approved that. You may look at your guide now and ask, what am I trying to learn in this life? And how am I doing? And listen. And now ask your guide, and what is my soul agreement with my departed loved one? How can I understand it better so that I'm not sad or grieving about it? And now ask your guide, what is my soul agreement or my life plan with the people in my family who are still on earth today with me, spouse or children or family members, moms and dads who are still alive? Ask about those agreements of the people still in your life and what you need to know about those agreements. And now you can ask your guide, is there anything I should be doing more of in my life so that I'm more in touch with you, my guide, and with my departeds, and with my intuition? And listen to what the guide tells you. And now ask the last question you have on your heart for your guide or for your departeds. And now your guide and your departeds and your ancestors, who are all there as well, are all smiling at you and sending you so much love and saying, come on, we're going to play now. And they're taking you down this trail. The divine realms have nature more vivid than on earth. The trees are overhanging this path and they're beautiful, vivid green, more vibrant than earth. Everything shimmers with unconditional love. You see wildflowers, birds, animals, and you see in the distance oceans and mountains and vivid sky. And there's sacred buildings scattered along this land, and an incredible sense of peace and love and wisdom. Everything here is about learning and about helping those who are in body on earth. And your guide is showing this all to you as you walk along this trail. And your guide is happy to tell you what job you could have when your time is done and you might be there having a job. And you can ask your departed loved one, what is their job in these higher realms? What do they do to help others? And listen to what they tell you. And now the guides are leading the way to the favorite healing fun place here. The beautiful crystalline pools of water that have absolute healing frequency in them. And they're fed by huge, tall waterfalls, which are then fed by a pool fed by a waterfall and up as far as you can see. Pause and look up at this magnificent water, carrying so much healing energy and love and goodness and purity. And now your beloved departed and your guide are pulling you into this water, saying, see, it's perfect. Let it heal you. And they're pulling you to swim under the water with them, saying, don't worry about getting your hair wet. We want to wash all of that pain off of you. And swim along here under the water and let it just wash every part of that human life that was hard and challenging and stressful, all washed away in this water. And now your loved one is pulling you to stand up underneath the waterfall and look up. See this gorgeous clear water pouring down on top of you. You can look through the waterfall and see your beloved laughing and smiling and looking at you. And listen to the sound of this gorgeous water. Be in it. Let it cleanse you. If you have certain areas of your body you want to heal, hold that area of your body in front of the water that's falling down. Let it just pour over it. And now your departed loved one is pulling you out in the water to float on your back. Hold your hand and float on your back, feeling perfectly held, completely safe, rocked in this water. The sacred sound of it all. And your beloved is pointing up at the sky, pointing to the stars and the galaxies. Showing you the beauty, the divine order of this universe, this all good, all God universe. You can take this moment as a moment of perfect happiness. Whether you're here with a departed loved one, an ancestor, or a guide, or an angel, you are experiencing perfect contentment, healing, and love. And you can even feel the presence of other loving beings around you, supporting you, putting their hands underneath you as you float in the water. They're saying, we've got you. We're holding you. You're never alone. We are always with you. And you feel so much gratitude for this, for them, for the love, the beauty, the healing. And if you have a child in spirit or a partner, they're probably trying to play now and splash some water on you. Maybe take you for a swim. Or somewhere in a paddle boat along distant shores. Be in the moment. Your child might be taking you to explore another shore of this water where they have things that they do, people that they know. You're introducing you to their friends, others in spirit whom they love. And now they're coming back, bringing you back to the shore. And they're saying, please come back here tonight in your dreams. We can always play here. We can always feel each other's presence here. And your guide can always be here with you as well, answering any other questions you have, comforting you. And so you're laughing now, and it feels like you've spent a day at the beach with your beloveds. You're just laughing and tired and happy, walking back along the trail. You can hear the conversations of other people in the distance, laughing, joyful. Everything here is love. Everything here is easy. Everything here is grace. And we're getting back to that circle opening by the tunnel. And they're sitting back on the bench with you saying, do you see how real this is? It's more real than the earth realm. That place is brief and it's challenging. This place is forever. And it's your true soul and your true soul's home. And there's always love here for you, always healing, and always joy. And so you look around this circle and you see you're all laughing now. The recognition of how easy it is in spirit to feel joy. And they want you to remember this so that when you go back to your earth body, you access that joy very easily from now on. And so you're moving back through the tunnel. You're not even going to say goodbye. You're just thanking them, hugging them. And now you're moving back through the tunnel, feeling so fulfilled, so happy. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down the 10 stairs of light back into the physical body. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breath back into your body. And again. And as you come back into your physical body, your physical self, take a moment to remember whatever parts of that you want to remember. To bask in it. The afterglow of traveling in the divine realms. And does anybody want to share anything significant about that experience for themselves? You have to unmute.
I will.
Hi,
I'm
Tricia.
Trisha. Hi. So my whole, it wasn't anybody who passed. It's a present, one of my children. And normally when I do try to go into hold on, I'm trying to get rid of that. The same thing happens. It always happens with this one child of mine. And I'll explain that after, but she's an 8 path. And I'll give you mine, and then I'll explain our relationship after you do that. So, what did you need? I'm a 21-3 Virgo, 19-1, and I'm 60.
And your child?
My child is 9-29-86.
No, I'm not going to calculate it. You have to calculate it on the soul
Oh,
calculator.
well,
So
she,
meanwhile, was
okay.
this child with you in the divine realms?
Yes, yes. Whenever I try, like, I don't really connect with my mom who passed over, or any of them. Anytime I ever connect with someone like that, it will always be this one child that I connect with through that.
And what
if that makes
message
any
do they
sense.
give you when they're connecting with you this way? What is the message?
It's always showing me what my next step is. So, yeah, always showing me my next step. We're very, very in tuned.
So here's the cool thing. You said she's an 8 path, right?
Mhm.
So that means, of course, you have the 11 soul agreement. It also means that her great wisdom of her soul, of course, like for all of us, it's not just contained in the body that you see on earth. Also, a big part of our souls are still in the divine realms. And so when you go there, you're connecting to that ancient part of her. And she's answering your questions and giving you wisdom and help and guidance. That's quite beautiful. And that's 8 and 3 have such an extraordinary 11 connection that way. That's really beautiful.
This child has Down syndrome. She's verbal, but very limited.
Oh, that makes so much sense because she is mostly in that enormous soul and the divine, and she can communicate with you so clearly there.
Mhm.
Oh, that's beautiful. So it's so interesting because owning your power and then not having the left brain get in your way, you can be all soul, all heart, all love without any of the need to have the monkey mind try to take over. That is a powerful choice for a lifetime. Do you feel her love every day when you're with her?
Oh, most definitely. She is.
An
She
enlightened
really is.
being. Yeah. Yeah. That's beautiful, sweetheart. Thank you. Anybody else? I'm just wondering if any of you who have departed loved ones had a sense of connection. Mary Ellen, was it too soon to try to connect? There you are.
Definitely felt a presence and brought tears to my eyes several times. So I'll cherish that. Like I said,
Good.
and it's the image that's coming to me, or the physicalness of the age, the whatever. It was beautiful.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so
Yeah.
glad.
Thank you.
And I always want to ask Gail, but I don't want to put you on the spot. But was Jake there with you in the pool?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
I
I
was,
have to, can I share something that happened with
yes,
him that was pretty significant recently?
yes.
About a month ago, my mother-in-law passed away, and it was very unexpected.
Mhm.
But the morning she got admitted to the hospital, Jake came to me in a dream, and I haven't had him in a dream in a couple years. But in the dream, I didn't see him, but he was trying to talk to me, but his words were garbled. Like he couldn't get the words to, I couldn't understand them, but it was so wonderful to hear the tone of his voice. You know,
Yes.
like I knew he was trying to tell me something.
Yes.
And later that day, we found out my mother-in-law had gotten admitted to the hospital, and she passed a week later. So in hindsight, now I see he was coming to
Yes.
give me a heads up.
He was trying to get those vocal cords to pass through all the
But what I
dense
want to say
layers.
is, because it's so many years since he's passed, that I know he was having a hard time calibrating
Yeah,
his frequency to get
right.
it to be on a physical level for me to hear him.
That's
But I knew
right.
he was, literally coming to me. So it was really beautiful.
Oh, that's so good. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I just wanted to share that.
And I just want all of you to know that you can go on these trips by yourself. You can do them at meditation time or just quiet time or on a lunch break or on a walk, and picture yourself in these loving divine realms. Have a conversation with your angels, your guides, with God, with whatever source of love that you connect with, and with ancestors, even with departed loved ones who you might not have been on good terms with when they left, asking them how they are doing now, what kind of things they're thinking now, because you might be surprised how different their energy is now. And that's a very healing thing for us. If we have a troubled relationship with someone and they cross over, and suddenly when we connect to them now, they have a lot more awareness and wisdom. We on earth don't want to be holding on to the limited self that was here of them in this lifetime. Instead, we want to be able to experience their better self as it evolves in the divine realms. Okay, any other comments, questions, or things you want to share about that meditation? All right. Well, then I think we will just close our eyes and pray out. And I just want to say I have honored and loved every minute of being with you all in this class. You're an absolute great class, beautiful souls. And you can still email me a question later if you forgot to ask it tonight. And I'm always teaching again. I'll probably have another numerology class going on in a few months. So it's always available to you. And what else? I'm doing guided meditation. Oh, I'm doing it in a live retreat, so it won't be live streamed. It's at Sedona. I'm not used to being in person anywhere. But if you happen to be in Sedona, I'll be guiding a live meditation in a vortex somewhere on a hiking trail. I'll be somebody else is taking me there, and then I'll do the meditation. So that's going to be pretty intense. But I honor and love all of you. And so we close our eyes and we call in the spirit of God consciousness, loving and supporting and holding all of us in the light, in the love, showing us all the purpose of our journeys on earth, opening our hearts to share love and compassion with each other in ways that we can only truly understand in the divine realms. But here we can do our limited ability of it, of love and compassion. And yet, as we even know that it's capable of being fiercer and more beautiful and more powerful and more unconditional, now our hearts are wide open and we're feeling that incredible flow of unconditional love through us to each other, to every single soul in this class. I love you and we love each other. And so it is. Many blessings. Thank you all so much.
Hey, Sue, before you go, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I'm 41 and haven't met my person yet, and just wanted to know if there was any light you can shed on that.
Now I'm trying to see who this is. Who's speaking?
Michelle.
Michelle. And Michelle, did I do your path tonight?
No, sorry, I had to work late, so I jumped in a little bit late into the call, but no, we didn't do like a reading or anything tonight.
All right, we're going to do this very quick. You have to give it to
Yep.
me. I'm not going to calculate it.
Yep, I'm a 9,
Sun sign,
Leo.
Leo 9, and age and personal year.
41. I was born 8882, but how do I figure out my personal year?
It's in the calculator, but I'll figure it out for you.
Okay.
3 times 8 is 24, right? So you're in
Yeah.
a 6 personal year.
Yeah. You did like a mini reading in the beginning. I'm the financial advisor that
Okay.
had, like, if you remember.
I don't remember, but here's what
That's
I
okay.
feel right away. You're in this love year, the 6 year, right?
Yeah.
So this is an opportunity to really be aware of opening your heart, of being open to maybe a relationship that comes to you in a different way. Because it is definitely a year when love is meant to come into your journey, into your heart. Now, I know that a 9-path soul can sometimes close their heart because they've been disappointed by the world, disappointed by others. But this is no time to close your heart. This is a powerful year. You're a 9 birth path this whole life, but 6 is the energy of this personal year. Those 2 numbers are connected, as you can see when you put them side by side. This is the year it all comes together for you, for love, and for healing of your heart. So trust it and let us know next year if it happened.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful